Well, hello everyone. I'm glad you could join us tonight. We're going to have a fantastic webinar tonight. I believe we got two young mothers that have been working with their autistic kids and they love their kids and they're doing wonderful things and trying to help them along. And tonight, they'll be sharing how they've been using the our helmet to try and improve the situation. And generally, this is our helmet. This has the red wavelength, the 660 nanometer wavelength. We usually do that for 1 minute, and then we switch over to the 3 minutes of the near infrared. Now, we always suggest starting slow. So Anastasia actually started with her son with 1 minute, 30 seconds of red and 1 minute of near infrared. And I know that Lori's son, Logan, was started a little slower, and then we worked it up as well right in the very first week or two. And he's been doing the treatments over the past year, whereas Anastasia has been having the treatments for her son over the last month and a half. So we're going to have a fantastic time tonight. They're going to share about their lives and how photobiomodulation has been helpful to them. I got extra bags under my eyes. I got the red eye flight back from San Diego to Buffalo, and I was able to get a little sleep this afternoon, but oh my gosh, was I ever tired today. And those things that you don't figure on that happen. My steering wheel in my car was tilted up just a little higher. I guess I loaned it to somebody to drive my car, and it covered up the gas gauge. Little did I know that when I drove away from the airport and got onto the freeway, I ran out of gas at the side of the road, and I had to wait 2 hours in this very, very tired condition to wait for finally the AAA to show up with the gas for me. So finally, I was able to get away, and well, we got everything together for tonight's podcast. I am sure you're going to enjoy this tonight. And so we're going to start off with our first video here, and then we'll get into an introduction. Okay?
15 years back, I realized that light could make a huge difference on the body. I ended up designing this very powerful light using LED technology. With this amount of very high power density, it can reach through the tissues and travel right to the joints. But the key is that the power density and the area is extremely important to deliver that light into that. The mitochondria receives that light and converts that energy into the cell. So it's like giving the cell super high octane fuel, and they run like a jet, and they're able to do all the things for repair in that. What are the products we have? Well, we have a small device, which is actually large when it comes to light therapy. You have a fairly large area of light and a high power density that can be used for different parts of the body, like your finger, shoulder, back, neck, knees, ankle, anywhere on the body. And then we have what's called the mini canopy, which is about a foot square in size. And then we have our full-size canopy, which is basically 6 of the mini canopies. And then we have another device, which is the helmet, and that device can help for mental issues, for brain injuries, for concussions, for PTSD, TBI, all of those kinds of things. And there's new research out there that shows it could be helpful for not only strokes, but dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's, and just different brain issues. Our plans are to move this technology into every area of the world where there's pain and inflammation, which is basically everywhere, and to expand that so people understand all the applications where this technology can be used to help them in their health in the body as a wellness device. People are looking for how they can treat themselves without drugs.
So tonight, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to play a short video of Logan's testimony, or at least coming from the caregiver, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy that. And then right following that, we're going to have Logan's mom on, and she'll be able to explain a little bit more about with her son and how he's doing. And then after that, we're going to bring on Anastasia, and she's going to talk about her son. So with that introduction, also, I just want to mention we have the Palm Ultimate. For all those people that are joining us tonight, you'll get a ballot in for your name, and at the end of the month, you'll get a ballot for every week that you watch. So if you watch 4 weeks in a row, pretty much the full podcast, then you'll get an entry in. And once you get an entry, then we do a random draw once a month at the end of the month, and somebody will win the Palm Ultimate. And with the Palm Ultimate, we have the 2 wavelengths, the 660 nanometer wavelength and the 810 nanometer wavelength. This is a $1,300 device, and it works extremely well on all different parts of the body, including it can be used for treatment on the brain. And we just did a poster that was presented at a medical conference on another boy that was 4 years old, that was nonverbal, that after the son wasn't able to sit still. Like, there's no way you could try and follow him with the light. So the mother said, "Hey, I could do that when he's sleeping." So she treated him while he was sleeping, and the next day he started babbling, and within a 1 week he started saying words at 4 years old, and he's continued to get some improvement. And then the mother gave the light back because it was on loan, and he started losing that ability again to speak. And the good news is they were able to get another light, and now he's turned right around again in a week's time, and been able to do great things again with his being able to say things. So here we go. We're going to play this video now, and this is Logan.
So this is your third treatment, Logan?
Yeah.
And Max here helping?
Yeah. Number 3.
Number 3. And so we started last Wednesday, and now it's one on Wednesday, one on Friday.
Yeah. So we're going to start 3 days a week.
3 days a week. And what have you known?
So this is at the very beginning when Logan had only started with the light treatments, and there was some noticing some improvements even in the first few treatments. But here we go. Then we'll go into 1 year later, and that video was just taken just very, very recently. So you'll see where things have gone, where things have improved to. Okay, here we go.
Noticed with, like you were just sharing with me, what have you noticed with Logan so far?
So far, we've just with the amount of self-injurious behavior that's done, he's really calm right now. He's just been fantastic, and he's lost a bit of weight too.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
He's still eating healthy?
He eats very healthy.
Nice. So he just switched over to the near infrared there.
Yep.
So we'll do 3 minutes of that. And I noticed no phone this time.
Yeah, no phone. Yeah.
First couple times that you had the
Just
phone.
a little bit of a distraction.
Yeah.
Just sometimes the environment can be busy and help him get his mind off things. But we've been really good. Oh, nice.
Should it feel? Feels good?
There you go. A little hot there.
Yeah, there's lots of energy. It gets nice and warm. Can I get a fist bump?
There you go.
Awesome, man. Good stuff. Appreciate you.
That was wonderful.
Enjoy your day.
I think Mom's been noticing. I don't know how to explain it. I can't get the words out, but we've noticed a difference.
Yeah.
We've noticed a difference.
Calmness.
Absolutely, yeah. Isn't that right?
You didn't even need a video one today.
No, not today. No.
Yes.
Sometimes that helps just with the busy environment,
Yes.
but today we're not too busy, so yeah, that was good. You just focus easy, right? That's it. All right, you want to say bye? So my background is I'm Logan is support worker. I've been him with for 4 years now, and we kind of were just looking back on it, and we've been coming here for a year, about 3 days a week. Logan's been using the helmet and the Palm device. No, but we've noticed a major change in his mood. He's been a lot calmer, which has allowed for a lot more focus in his life, which has been great. Some major changes is that just this past Easter, Mom had all the sisters, brothers, nieces over. It was very, very busy house. And typically moments before, just due to sensory overload, he'd kind of take a lot of breaks, separate himself from the situation, and he managed to stay in the mix the whole time this year. It's allowed for a lot more connectedness, which in turn makes him a lot happier.
Yeah, with the focus, he's able to carry out small tasks.
A lot more, yeah, absolutely.
And how long has he been using the helmet now?
So he's been using the helmet for a year.
Okay.
A year, yeah, since
All right.
March. So just recently, his nonverbal communication, we've noticed, has improved a lot. Just the fluidity of his letter choosing on the keyboard has been a major improvement, and his ability to just request the keyboard a lot more we've seen, which has been wonderful.
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
so that's something he and Mom do at home a lot, and just in the past 2 months, we've been practicing a lot, and it's honestly been a window into his mind, and it's wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah, something he communicated was that he wanted to get more in touch with his faith, and lately, Mom has been doing a lot of church podcasts, and we're going to be planning to do a couple of services this summer we're going to go to, but yeah, so on his iPad, typically, he watches a lot of the same repetitive videos. But to sit down and watch these church podcasts with Mom, that's been a major change. So his sleep schedule has been fantastic. It's been very consistent. Normally it's around that 11:30, 12 mark, but he's down for the whole night. Sometimes he's getting a little more than 8 hours, but the sleep schedule has been, very consistent.
Okay, what was cool that I learned from you last time is you said, "Oh, I'm so glad we're here today because a storm's coming on."
Oh, well, so now typically in the past, due to season changes and then just with the bad weather that we've been having, we noticed that with the high pressure in the air, that causes a lot of inflammation in his brain, and it's kind of a flare-up where we notice a lot of dysregulation.
And when he comes in here, you're able to see
just a sense of clarity. Yeah,
it just helps,
absolutely
bring the regulation more into place.
100%. Yeah, very calm. Yeah.
Okay. So usually what we do, we always do 1 minute of the red and 3 minutes of the near infrared. So Logan, it's really nice to have you here today. Beautiful.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
And I'm so thankful you guys decided to give this a try over a year ago.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. We're very grateful. Yeah.
Great. Fantastic. Logan, you have yourself a fantastic day, okay? All right.
Ciao, man. Yeah.
Okay. Bye for now.
So we'll have Lori come on now. Lori, if you'd like to turn on your video, that'd be great. That was a really, really neat video. Yeah, well, how did we get to know each other? First off, how did we connect?
I think that April and Reagan.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reagan was seeing some pretty neat things too, right in the beginning. Wonderful young lady. But okay, and then we connected, and then that's how you started coming down. Max started coming in.
Yeah, I went the first time, and then because it's just a half hour there and back, and Mac is part of respite, so I assigned him to be driving Logan back and forth so I can still just get some things done. So yeah, a year in, we're seeing a lot. He's calmer, and just because he's overall much calmer, I mean, I feel like it is his whole system. I think it's to do with the inflammation. I feel like his whole system is calmer, so it just allows him to focus better and be a little more present. Logan's a big guy, 6'3", so for me, him being more regulated is probably life altering. He had a lot of very serious behaviors, a lot of self-injurious behaviors. He also has been aggressive with me, and he's a big guy. I feel like only in the last couple months has my body been able to relax and realize that we're all living a little safer.
I'm sure, extremely stressful trying to go through all that.
Yeah, it has been. It's sad. It's been heartbreaking to watch, but I mean, it's really been the behaviors were to the degree it just most of the time we were living in survival. The walls in my houses were damaged. In my house, he was like hitting walls. He was that dysregulated, and none of that anymore. All my walls, I've had the walls fixed. They're all better. I don't. He hits himself still. Sometimes he hasn't hit me in a very long time. I feel like a lot of the self-injurious behavior is unfortunately a little bit of, it's just a little ingrained. It's just really, as soon as he feels anxious, he's really quick to just I've seen him a few times go to hit himself and then be like, no, I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
So that's probably one of the biggest things. He's been sleeping better, definitely. Did not sleep for many. Logan is 27.
I thought he was much younger. I thought he was 19. So I have to correct the records. Somehow I had it in my mind that he was 19 years old. So
he is 20. He just turned 27 recently. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot of years without sleep, and we actually had to use medication for sleep because it was if he's not sleeping, I'm not sleeping. So he's been sleeping better, which is also, obviously if he's getting sleep, he feels better. If I'm getting sleep, I feel better. Logan is non-speaking. He at 18 learned how to communicate with, we started off with what they call a letterboard. It was basically a stencil with a pencil, and he poked letters, and then he graduated to a letterboard, and now he uses a keyboard. And that's been a bit of a challenge. And one of the interesting things through that was also he really never initiated using the keyboard, but he has probably the last several months. And the keyboard sits in the kitchen, always available for him. And I would always have to take him to the keyboard and try and get him to communicate that way. But he'll take me and point to the keyboard to let me know that he wants to try and use the keyboard.
Okay. All right. So sleep is better. He also, I think I remember you telling me now, or telling me that he also can take more than one instruction, or is that the case, or am I mixing that up?
Also, just the level of autism with Logan, one step tasks were sometimes even too much for him, but he's managing things like that a lot better now.
Okay. All right. And when I think you mentioned that now he even thinks about doing things on his own, like is it if I remember correctly, is it that he puts his seatbelt on?
Yeah, he's actually I don't know if Mac has said those things, but that's something he's always been able to do.
Okay. All right. Okay. I thought, but I've heard that from somewhere else, so I might be mixing things. But very, very good. Well, anything else that you could share with our audience that you think, what about his walk in his faith? What's been happening on that front? walk with his faith? Like
So when Logan, sorry, I have my granddaughter. This is Remy.
Hi. Oh, we're gonna put you. There we go. Hi. How are you?
So yeah. So I had shared with you, I was raised in the Anglican church, but as an adult, I wasn't really attending. I hadn't really stepped away, but Logan had not been going to church. And some people might find this story interesting. So we lived in Mexico for a short time, and I met a really interesting gentleman down there that was a Mayan shaman. And he was doing baptisms at this really interesting location in the jungle. And he asked if that was something I wanted to participate in. So it was not unlike a lot of other religions. And it was a very interesting, eventful day. Logan at the time was probably about 6 or 7 years old. Fast forward, Logan's 18. He's now able to openly communicate with a keyboard, and he has a deep faith in Christ. And I'm like, I can't even imagine what he was thinking when they had him in the jungle with the shaman.
Wow.
So there's been a lot of discussion around that. And he most recently, so we're teaching Mac how to use this communication mode. And in one of our practice sessions recently, Logan typed me a message and asked if I could help him further in his relationship with God. So that was a pretty meaningful moment because it's just so important to him. Oh, here's Logan now. Do you want to sit for it? Here, come here. Here, I'll give you a quick look at Logan. Look at Logan.
Hey, Logan. Hey, Logan.
Hey, say hi. Hi.
Hey, nice to see you, Logan.
So that's been a real big deal for Logan because that's very important to him, and he's able to let me know I need more of this in my life. So we bought a few more books that we read at dinner time, and then because of that message, I found he'd like to attend church. I'm just not overly comfortable taking him into quiet places where there's a lot of other people at this stage. So I started finding podcasts, and he'll sit and listen to a whole podcast.
Wow.
Like a faith-based podcast.
Yeah, no, that's neat. Yeah, it would be stimulation is something that you got to kind of monitor, right? You don't want too much stimulation. So would he wear headphones then if he was to go in and do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we'll probably do it. I just would want to do it with a support person, and I'm a support person working on Sunday so far. It's something Mac and I have talked about, finding the right place for us to.
Well,
you're accepting.
You're in St. Catharines, Ontario, and I know there's a lot of listeners through Ontario. So if there's somebody close by St. Catharines, maybe they could reach out to us and we could connect them to you, and they could help for that one thing.
Yeah, that would be nice. I did take him years ago. We found a church near where we were living at the time, but they had an adult special needs program, and it was very childlike, and he did not like that. Right. He wanted to be right in the church, and I wasn't prepared at the time to try and take him into the church.
Right. Well, I think Lori, what I'd like you to do is maybe we're just going to invite Anastasia on now. Now, hopefully Anastasia she was driving, well, she wasn't driving, her husband was driving and bouncing around quite a bit. So there we go. Let's get her up on the thing. There we go. Hi, Anastasia.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So tell me, and by the way, Lori, if you have to pop out, no problem. But because I know you have your hands full, but please stay in there if you can. So Anastasia, tell us about, first of all, how did we meet?
So I was in Washington, D.C. at Ned's Club. No, I think we were at the Mevy Roundtable first. Yep.
Okay.
And I saw you displaying the helmet, and we got to speaking about God and different things, and then we went to the Neds Club, and I saw you again, and I shared with you I had a son who's at the time was 8 years old. He just turned 9 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but first you had told me about a migraine that you had.
Oh yeah, I had a severe car accident, February 1st, 2023, where I had major injuries, broken clavicle, ribs, fingers, I mean, everything. And they had me on Furaset for the last 3 years, amongst many other medications. And then he put the helmet on me, and I was able to, and I mean, my migraines get so severe that I'm like literally hunched over. He put the helmet on me, and the migraine was gone in 4 minutes. So just knowing that I have an option, after having such severe migraines, I was in a really bad car accident, trauma unit for 28 days, rehabilitation center for months. Had to relearn how to walk and talk and everything again. So I said, well, I was shocked. It was amazing.
So at that event, that was right beside the White House, just
Yes.
around the corner from the White House.
Yes.
And our Bobby Kennedy was there, RFK
Dr.
Jr.
Oz. Yep.
and Dr.
Everyone.
Oz and different ones were there.
Rand
And I
Paul.
was
Yeah.
and I was able to hear some. It was great to be invited to that event. But at that event, you mentioned about your son, and I just felt so compelled at that point that I needed to try and get you the light somehow. So, anyways, I thought I really need you to give this a try for your son. So, tell us a little bit about your son, a little more. So,
So my son was diagnosed moderate level 2 autistic a little after 13 months old. He was nonverbal, very aggressive, lots of behaviors, ADHD as well. We've tried everything. We had to end up putting him in like a private school, very small classrooms, even on a 1-to-1 ratio, due to behaviorals and inability to pay attention. And he wasn't really speaking. He'd say words here and there, but nothing consistent.
okay. And then what happened? We got him.
We
I
got him
gave
the
you the
helmet
helmet.
and we tried it the first time.
And how
Yes.
long a treatment was that? That was the 30
30
seconds,
seconds and the 1 minute.
right?
Yes.
Okay. And then
Yes.
what happened?
We got the treatment for 30 seconds and 1 minute. We did that once a day originally. And then within 9 days, he started saying more words.
What'd that feel like for you?
For me as a mom to a child on the spectrum, it was miraculous. I mean, it was life-changing. It was like when you see your child learn how to walk for the first time. It was a huge milestone.
You know what? Yeah. I guess those of us like I can't say I have any experience at all, but you do remember the times when the kids do their first walk kind of thing,
Mhm.
and so anyways, I remember that, and then when they say mommy or daddy, and yay.
Yeah, I know. It's so exciting.
And so he was able to say a lot then. Or a lot more. And how is he doing with now when you give him instructions? Like what was it
So
like
before we
before?
used to have to give one instruction at a time. How long do the 30-second women, if someone's asking a question?
Oh,
Um,
we'll answer the questions at the end there. That's okay.
okay. So before I would have to say, David, go downstairs and do this. Now I can give him multi-step instructions. We've done multiple things. I mean, we were doing speech therapy, occupational therapy, and group therapy 4 days a week. We don't do that anymore. We have speech once a week. He's able to follow multi-step instructions. I say, hey, David, go downstairs and get this. Oh, and by the way, also get this and this. And he's able to remember those things, which might seem, David just turned 9 3 weeks ago, March 28th. He
Right.
started it 2 weeks before he turned 9. So he's only been 9 a couple weeks. Somebody asked how old is he?
Yeah.
He started when he was 8. He's only been doing this for a little over a month. I do take my son out a lot. So we have, ensured he was able to do that. But we go to church. My husband's Eastern Orthodox. So he you have to stand the whole time, so it's not a sitting church. He was able to do that for Eastern Orthodox. That was nice. And it's, if you know anything about that, it's like an overnight thing from like 9 to 3 a.m. So he was able, without falling asleep, he was able to do that. He's able, his hyperactivity has went down because he was dual diagnosed ADHD autism. And I think now that the brain and he's able to focus more, he's able to do more. So he's able to do his addition, his subtraction. He could always read, but never verbalize. I don't know how to explain that. He's able to point out the words. We used to use something called a token board system to try to get him to do more than one activity, which is like, do step one, do this. But we no longer have to use that. We also used to use the PEC system, picture exchange system. Now he somehow is able to regulate himself and just speak. And it's a miracle from God, honestly.
Oh, that's so neat. That's so neat. And now you're sharing it with a whole bunch of people that
Oh,
will
yeah.
share it with more people and give people hope that there's possibilities that they could help their child even further with the light therapy.
And also, I wanted to say, I have a I'm sorry, 6 month old. My daughter turned 6 yesterday. And one of the things we were worried about with, having a 9-year age gap and was his aggression going to be towards the baby? And it's not. He's so sweet with her. He's so kind. He's patient. He's calm.
Oh, Lori is going to have to say about her son. That was pretty neat to hear as well. Lori, if you're listening, when you come back on, we'd love to hear you on that, talk about that. But so yeah, he's much calmer,
A lot
and
calmer. He used to be jumping all around. He used to elope. He used to do different things. He doesn't do that.
okay.
And he doesn't
Wow.
crave sugar. We talked about that. He has this.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Talk about that. That's a
So
wild one.
it's really a unique thing that if I have snacks in the car right now, right? Pringles and little snacks that I'm eating, I'm guilty of, right? But my son rejected it. He's not craving the sugar. Not really sure what the correlation between that is yet, but he had the option to eat chicken and rice right now, or Pringles and M&Ms. And before, oh, he'd crave sugar, and he just eats regular food. But my biggest thing I want to say, Tom, is his attention span and having the ability to sit and do tasks for more than 10 minutes at a time. I know that might not seem like a lot for a child who just turned 9, but it's a lot for me when I was used to, let's see how long I can get him to do this. If it's a minute, I felt great, right? I mean, 2 or 3 minutes. But now for long periods of time, my husband, while we were in California, has recordings of him doing things up to 30 minutes now. So this is really strange. And
Wow.
as I said, I'm very transparent. I have no problem. I have his he went to a pediatric neuropsychologist. He went to a behavioral pediatrician, and they're blown away. Today was his pediatric visit, actually, Tom, and I'm going to share that with you. And I actually shared it with his pediatrician, developmental pediatrician, and he was shocked. And I told him, I said, he was on the leucovorin, and we did try that. I took him off of it. While it did offer some speech, the behavioral issues for me were just too much. And the pediatrician is very interested. I gave him your pamphlets, your cards. I gave him everything. I brought the Palm with me to the pediatric device because I did use that on him last night for the first time while he was sleeping. And we talked about that.
Okay, we
The,
got you on now, Lori. We got you on too.
yeah.
Sorry, I thank you for sharing. Okay, so continue there, Anastasia, and Lori's going
So
to jump in here in a
the
minute.
pediatrician, because he saw both my kids at the same time, my daughter for her 6 month visit and my son for his 9 month visit. And the reason why we go so often for my son is because he was on the leucovorin. I did share him that I took him off the leucovorin completely, only because, like I said, Lori, it did allow some speech. But I mean, my son's 5 feet tall and he's 9. I'm 5'6". It's too, I can't deal with the aggression. It's a lot for me, just personally, you know. He's strong, and he is completely off of it with doctor, helping me and just doing the light. And just having that calm behaviors and not so much rebellion. I mean, I almost thought he had opposition defiant disorder. He was just so, all the time doing everything. But like right now, we're out the car. He's actually carrying stuff upstairs with my husband. Um, one time I'm asking him. But I used to have to ask him 100 times to do things over and over again, right? So yeah, and we did the palm last night, the secret palm. I have it. Um and I'm gonna say it was really easy to do, especially while he was sleeping. It didn't really disturb him. Yeah. I did that for the first time. I was on the phone with Tom. I was like, oh, I wonder if he's gonna wake up, right? And he didn't. And he actually slept through the night. So that was really good too.
So, Lori, do you want to share you mentioned about how your granddaughter with Logan?
Oh, they're beautiful to watch. Like I said, Logan's 6'3", and she's just a itty bitty thing, and he just loves her. Except, toddlers are loud and unpredictable, and that doesn't do well with Logan, but he tolerates her, and he will sit and let her paint his nails, and
Oh,
they
it's so
did an
cute.
Easter egg.
I call it quits there.
That's
No
so cute. I
way.
haven't gotten to the toddler phase yet. My daughter's only 6 months, but I love it. That's so awesome.
They did an Easter egg hunt together, and she's like, get the egg, hold the basket, give me the basket. And you could see him going to, and then he was like, no. Yeah, it's a lot. Like, they're both here together now. I have to watch them. There's been no incidents, but just the size of them. But it's so nice. And to be honest, I don't know. Before red light therapy, I'm not sure how well this would have gone. So that's a real blessing that I get to. My daughter travels, so I've had Remy overnight. She'll be going home in about an hour, but I have to help out on occasion, and I can. So that's really nice.
Okay, so what we'll do now is we're going to just take a quick intermission because I'm going to just explain the products, and then we're going to go to questions that people might have. So we have the Palm Ultimate. That's the 660 810 nanometer. This is a really beautiful machine. Does a lot of good things on the body, whether it's and there's other programs. Please remember to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe for SunPowerLED, and you'll get the latest videos, including the latest Logan's video that you just saw there. It's up on the YouTube. We have the 660 nanometer on this device, and then the 810 nanometer that can be used on different parts of the body. So that's something that can be used as well on the brain. That 4-year-old, that's how the mother was treating him when he was sleeping. Then we have I just showed you the mini can or the helmet. Okay. And we'll just do this. So the helmet just goes on like this. Now this is actually, the helmet is 10 of these lights sources. So there's 10 of them. So it really speeds up treatment time. So that's why we can do the helmet within a minute and a half. Whereas you might have to, if you're doing it with your palm light, you're going to have to be spending about 15 minutes to try and treat the brain. And then as you graduate longer, it'll probably take longer then, unless you know exactly the best locations on the brain, depending on the child that you're working with. But that's the red right now, the 660 nanometer. And here's the near infrared. And this is you can't see it in the camera right now. Well, there's a little bit of purplish spots there, but that's the 810 nanometer wavelength. And we've had really good success with those two wavelengths. We also have the helmet with the 660 1050 nanometer for those that want to get that device. It's a little longer wavelength, and that allows us to go a little bit deeper. This is our mini canopy this year. This is about a foot square. This whole, well, not quite square, but a foot wide by the beam coming off here is about 10 inches. It's actually 15 of the palm lights in area and about 12 times the power of the palm light over this whole area. So again, we have the two different wavelengths. We have the, in this device, we have the 660 nanometer wavelength, and we have the 810 nanometer wavelength. Now, this is really good for treating backs and other parts of the body, larger areas. So that's the mini canopy. Well, we also have this as our super mini canopy too, which means 660, 1050 nanometer. And yeah, so we have a lot of research. For those that want to dig into research, we have research on our research tab. You can go down, and if you really want to dig in, there's a database there now. It's been growing. I think it's well over 8,000 articles now that are there. But we do have a lot of information as well on our YouTube channel, like both on our website and YouTube channel. So great place to watch some of the videos. And please, like I say, subscribe, because that way you keep caught up, as well as like it. If you like, click the like button. It helps our videos to get out there. So that would be a great way to help us. So we do have the ultimate in this form, which is the 66810, and then we also have the Super Palm, which is the 660 and 1050 nanometer wavelength here. And in this case, the 1050, you can actually see it here, these purplish dots. But I look at this, I can't see it at all. Yeah, so there's great videos there on the YouTube. Please go to that. So just recap. So we have our $1,300 device and the $1,900 device. Please visit our website. And if you like what we're doing, support us that way, because more people can get help with this kind of device. Okay, so now we're going to bring in the questions for if there's questions out there that people want to ask. We're going to run it to about 8 o'clock, maybe shortly thereafter. But okay, Anastasia and Laurie, if you want to come back on, that's great. Okay, let's see if there's okay. Susan is asking, how long do you do the 30 seconds, 1 minute treatment before going up? Oh, I see. I know what she's saying. We started, we usually did like a week or something like that. You really got to see how the person does. If you just want to be slow, it's like I did notice one time very early on with one of the autistic boys, that when it was almost like releasing a pendulum, you don't want to release the pendulum and it starts swinging back and forth. You want to just come into this a lot slower and gradually work up to a longer treatment time, or maybe even twice a day. All right. Okay, let's see what else here. We got another. Yeah, so Karen is asking, Tom, do you remove lotion prior to use, the face, etc.? Sometimes certain lotions don't do cause issues. It's not very often, but it might be a good thing not to be using the lotion. And for those that are also thinking cosmetically, this it is possible to help with collagen improvement in the skin with the red and near infrared. But the coolest thing is a few weeks or maybe a month back now, we had a woman with 101-year-old woman that improved her eyesight with our Palm device. And it's so neat listening to her video, because the lines were very wavy, and now the lines are nice and straight. So at 101, she's using our light, 1 minute of the red, 1 minute in the near infrared, to try and help with eye issues. All right, let's see what else Anastasia, did you use the red light for recovery from the car accident injury?
Yes, I did. So I'm fully off Furosec, gabapentin, and baclofen, and I just used the light therapy, especially for the migraines. That was the
Yeah, but
hardest thing.
you didn't have the red light therapy back before this all. So this is your first exposure to
But
the
I've
red
been on
light in the last.
Furosec, but I've been on Furosec for 3 years, since February 1st, 2023.
Yeah, that's great.
Mhm. It's
Just
for my migraines. Yeah, I had a bad concussion, so I honestly like I started, myself. You were the first one to me, then my son. Now it's like I still have this bottle of Furosec that's filled but not used. So that's what I'll say. I was like, well, what if it doesn't work? But it's worked so far. But yeah, it was severe for me.
Okay. Another question. Okay. So we have a comment of thank you for this incredible interview with a lot of exclamation marks. So, yeah, that's great.
Thank
Um,
you. There's some more questions, Tom, up the chat I saw. If you scroll up the chat, there's a bunch more questions, I think.
yeah, okay, we'll see. Yvonne is saying, "Wow, so wonderful! You are doing better thanks to the red light." Deborah is saying, "Thank you for Lori for sharing your story. All the best to you and Logan." Yeah, I'll just turn up my volume here again. One sec. There we go. Yeah, Laurie just said thank you. Um, okay. So I just mentioned that there's a lot to be learned about methylene blue as well, and I'll just keep it pretty short on that. If a person wants to look up more research information on methylene blue, it's www dot methyleneblue dot red. And that's methyleneblue dot red. Okay. So Kenneth is saying, how frequently should one give themselves a treatment during the day? Now, I know we're just doing like on 1 minute treatment, like Anastasia has been doing 1 minute and 30 seconds of red, 1 minute of the near infrared. But in the one girl I mentioned that back a little ways, I mentioned about this girl with 10 to 15 seizures a day. Um, so 70 to 150 seizures a week, and she's down to one seizure a day on average. And she started off with only 30 seconds of red and 1 minute near infrared once a day. But then the mother increased that to twice a day, and there seemed to be still further progress. Lori, Logan's been coming in 2 to 3 times a week, right? Fairly regular over the last year.
Yeah, 2 to 3 times.
Yeah. So, those improvements were happening with 2 to 3 treatments a week. Now we do 1 minute of the red and 3 minutes of the near infrared. So, yeah, it's pretty neat to see that. And we have on the other totally different type of thing was the sorry, Parkinson's. I'm a little tired. I need some sleep. Both Anastasia and I took the red eye flights, so
Oh,
that was
yeah.
pretty rough. So yeah. Let's see. I think we're wrapped up with questions here. If
There's a
there's
couple
any,
more questions, Tom.
okay.
Someone just asked, can you treat multiple different parts of the body one after another?
Oh yeah, no issues. Thanks for catching that. I missed that. And when it comes to musculoskeletal issues on the body, I really recommend that there's no reason below the neck, let's say, to ramp it up fairly quickly with light. So there's no problems with longer treatments. And I will say I got a new interview that's been posted on my YouTube channel. Fantastic guy doing it. I got him into the red light therapy. He's a pathologist, and he still didn't have like they're all trying to learn. So there was one thing that on light therapy. They said the Goldilocks zone. And I just got to say that I do need to correct that. I'm going to be talking to him because that's one part of his 50-minute presentation that wasn't quite right. Turns out on lower part of the body, we're not seeing a problem with long treatments for all kinds of things. So it's not a case of doing it for 2 minutes and you get results. Doing it for 4 minutes, you lost everything. It's not that type of critical treatment. It is when you're dealing with lasers, but not with our LED devices. Okay, Janice is asking, can either of these devices help with tinnitus or tinnitus, however you pronounce it? If so, which device would be best and how often and how long to use it? I want to do it. Okay, so I'm going to just say that for tinnitus, we've had extremely good results with either the Palm Professional or the Palm Ultimate Professional or even the Super Palm. And generally, we do 1 minute of the red and 3 minutes of the near infrared. I do have people that have done, after the first little bit, done extended treatments, and about 3/4 of the people improve on their hearing after using the light. So they've 3/4 see a definite improvement in their situation, whereas 1/4 of them does not. So we can't explain why the 1/4 does not. I mean, everybody's different, and that's the same with autistic children as well. Everybody has to learn what will work best for their child. Okay, so Deborah is saying thank you, Tom, Faith, and Sam, and great webinar. God bless. I'm also running out of steam, so before I crash on this end, I want to thank you, Lori and Anastasia. I just think it's absolutely fantastic that you've been able to come on tonight and share your story.
Thank you.
And I'm going to answer I'm going to answer one more question after this. So, but anyways, Lori and Anastasia, thank you for being tremendous moms to your sons and
Thank
your
you.
daughters, and all the best. And it's really cool, Lori, to see that little grandchild as well. That's a phenomenal stage as well. So thank you to both of you. I'm going to just answer one more question here. And so thank you for coming on, both of you. All right. Okay.
Yes,
And
baby.
Lori just said thank you and bye.
Wow.
What's your granddaughter's name?
Wow.
Sorry, what was that?
Remy.
Remy. Good night, Remy.
Say bye.
Bye. Videos. I got one more question here that I'll answer. Okay. Can any of your devices reach as far into the brain as the pituitary gland? It is very encouraging to hear that light can influence, this is from James, by the way, that light can influence children's ability to improve cooperatives, etc. So in answer to your question, the pituitary can be reached with our light device. Well, I have it still packed away, but what I show is a real human skull where we're able to get the light right through the skull without a problem. And you can see that here as to the light going right through my hand. So the light actually ends up diffusing in all directions. So you end up what we call our technology is wall of light, because it's a very even amount of light that's going through as a wall coming in from all directions. Yes, it's possible to do individual areas and do it that way. It takes longer. The helmet is just a faster version of that, but yeah, it's very possible. But as far as reaching the pituitary gland, it's you can get it even on the front. You're going through the frontal cortex, and light that it's amazing how light can go through the body. So I actually put a light sensor on the palate of my mouth and put the helmet on, And I was able to get readings of light with my lips closed and no light coming in that way. I blocked all the light that would come in from here. And the light was actually going through my skull, through my brain, and being measured on the roof of my mouth. So we know that's possible. Plus, I do have a picture buried on my phone somewhere where I put a light on the inside. I need to bring that out on our next webinar. But I put the light on the roof of my mouth, and you can see the light coming out of my eyes, the red light. So it looks pretty wild. But yes, red light can red, especially near infrared, can reach the deeper recesses of the brain. Turns out that the nerve fibers, the myelin sheath, are actually like fiber optics, so it conducts the light along the nerve fiber. So yeah, so I'll just answer the rest of the question. This should, James was saying, this should enhance their ability to engage in physical therapy as well as OT and ST. I was a physiotherapist for 50 years and did not see very many with autism. But if cooperation improves, then gross motor activities should help enhance all other therapeutic techniques. I was particularly impressed with how therapeutic horseback riding can help with kids with CP, Downs, and many others. So have your ladies enroll your kids in riding programs. Well, James, thank you for that expert's advice on other modalities. And really, this is what we're talking. We're not talking this is the only modality to use. It's really a combination therapy. One needs to look at the microbiome in the gut, which again, the light therapy can help with microbiome issues. And obviously, light treatment on the brain, and it may be certain nutritional things you need to change. There's a lot of knowledge now that red dye and other things that's found in so many foods for colorant is brutal to kids that are on the spectrum. So you want to really check into what's all going on in the diet, as well as you may need to do certain supplements. And I know other modalities are also costly, like peptides and stem cells, and hyperbaric treatments. So those are all things that you may want to look into. Obviously, some of them are very expensive to get into. So, well, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. We had a really good crew on tonight, and those mothers really did a great job of sharing their stories. I'm so thankful that they had this tonight. So, anyways, thank you everyone. There's a lot of thank yous that are coming through, and some people. So, yes, and I'll get rested up, and I'll be much better next time. So, all the best, everyone. We'll see you next week, Tuesday night. Thank you for joining us tonight, and share the word to everybody out there. Please remember to go to YouTube and click that like and subscribe button. Okay? All the best, and may God richly bless you this week. Bye for now.